Yeah, that's right. I welcome each and every one of you to this live stream. The first thing I want you to do on your way in the door, hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already. If you're catching this on the playback, the same thing goes for you, buddy. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're not, and hit the bell for notifications. Fair use, fair use. Today we're doing a live reading out of the book of Jubilees. We're going to read chapter 3 today. We read chapter 2 yesterday. If you missed yesterday's, make sure you go and watch that. But also stay tuned for this one. But we got to wait a few minutes to see if any brews come on in here. So right now, I'm going to say fair use, fair use. Sunday afternoon live stream, live reading from the Book of Jubilees. Fair use. Fair use, fair use. We're going to wait for a few minutes to see if Hebrews come in. Y'all know we can never get straight into it. We gotta wait. Uh-huh. Yeah. Baby. Uh-huh. Convex Hebrews. Purity and becoming one. That's what we need. Hit the like button as you enter the door. And hit the subscribe button as well, Hebrew. Yeah. Hit the like button, Hebrew, on your way in the door. And subscribe to the channel. All praises to the Most High. Hebrews, hit the like button as you enter the door. Share this video with somebody out there if you dare, Hebrew. Because they're going to say you're not supposed to read these other books. Hit the like button, Hebrew, and subscribe. We do heavy bag work over here, Hebrew. We talk about all kind of things from day to day. You never know just exactly what we might be talking about over here. And you will have a lot of people who will try to come against this. But you got to understand, the Roman Catholic Church is the one who told people, don't read this, don't read that, don't read the book of Jubilees, don't read the book of Jasher, don't read the Apocrypha, don't read the book of Baruch, don't read the book of Ecclesiasticus, don't read the Wisdom of Solomon. Those books aren't authorized. Those books aren't canonized. That's what they say, right? But who canonized those books? Never took time to ask yourself that, did you, Hebrew? Fair use, Hebrew. We're going to give it about another 5 minutes, Hebrews, to see who comes up in here, because we want brothers and sisters to be able to catch this in live time. When it's in live time, we can converse together. We can put our heads together. See what we come up with. Fair use. Fair use. Hebrews, this video should be considered recording. I repeat, this video should be considered a audio only recording. Fair use. Fair use. Hit the like button, because we dropping knowledge. You might have went to college. You the shoe, but I'm the polish. Hit the like button, Hebrew. Going into the book of Jubilees, chapter 3. Man, we learned a lot yesterday reading the book of Jubilees, chapter 2. It was amazing. It was amazing. And I really understand and see why now they don't want us reading these other books. It makes sense, because then you're going to find out things that they try to keep you from knowing. And the church, aka the Roman Catholic Church, because all churches are the Roman Catholic Church. I don't care what religion you in. Baptist, Methodist, Seventh-day Adventist, Pentecostal, Jehovah's Witness. It's all Roman Catholicism. You all believe in a half man, half God. You all believe that somebody else is going to take the fall for your sin. Another man, another animal, whatever. The Roman Catholic Church controls planet Earth. It's called brainwashing. It's called religion. It's called don't read this, don't read that. We all heard that before. Share this video, Hebrew, because I know YouTube is not going to send out notifications like they should. You think they want Hebrews hearing this? You think they want you reading from the book of Jubilees? Are you crazy? They're telling you only read from one book. Even if you are Old Testament only Hebrew, you've been reading multiple books. The Old Testament is not just one book, it's multiple books composed together into one book. Sin Augusta says, how are you, bro? From my understanding, reading the other books, it tells a lot about the other nations. Okay, cool, Sim Augusta. I'm trying to learn whatever the Most High has out there for me to learn. And I'm sure that many of you brothers and sisters out there are doing the same thing as well. And sometimes we like to come on here live and we like to do it together, because guess what? 10 of us can read the same passage. Some of the stuff we all gonna pick up on, but a few things that are in those passages, maybe only a few of us are gonna pick up on. And we might all pick up on different things that we can share with each other. But we would never know that if we were not getting together, gathering ourselves together, and reading these things. And then we want to learn how to enact what we read, family. It's not just about reading. I said that before, y'all. I know y'all know that, though. But I'm still going to say it. Even though I know when y'all walk out y'all door, I know that y'all know y'all got to be safe. I'm going to still tell y'all Hebrews to be safe anyway. Because that's how I get down. I'm all about safety, y'all. I put safety and security first. I'm all about safety, y'all. For myself and the people that I love. Yeah, buddy. Hit the like button. Hit the like button, Hebrew. Subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already. Maybe go and grab your favorite drink, your favorite beverage, your favorite snizzack. And munch on whatever you're going to munch on. Sip on whatever you're going to sip on. While we get into this book of Jubilees. Chapter 3, baby. Hebrews, it is my pleasure, as always, to be in the presence of you guys, first of all, because you're very special. You're not like anybody else out here on planet Earth. And I think many of you out there, you grasp that by now. That's not something foreign to you. You know that you're not like everybody else. You do know that you are special. And yes, Hebrews, you are above other people. Some people can't handle that. Some people don't like that. I understand it. But the fact remains, Hebrew, you're above other nations. Melissa Israel. Melissa Israel says, Shalom. Have my Jubilees book read. That's right. Getting ready to read the book of Jubilees, chapter 3, family. Are y'all ready out there? Are you Hebrews ready? And if you're ready, Hebrews, hit that like button. Whether you're on the live or the playback, if you are not subscribed to this channel, this is what I'm going to tell you. If you're a Hebrew who's into searching and digging for the Most High, if you take into consideration the fact, certain things that the Most High has already let us know. Things like what? Like, for instance, he is a God who hides himself. The Most High God is a God who hides himself, family. Are you taking that into account when you think about whatever you believe to be true? Whatever we think that we know? Are we taking that into account, family? That the Most High God is the kind of God who, number one, he hides himself, and number two, he hides information. Are you taking that into account when you do your research and your studies in the scriptures? Because if you are not, I would be hard pressed to believe, family, that you are not following the other God in the scriptures. And that may cause you a knee-jerk reaction, hearing me say that there's another God in the scriptures. Family, there's another power speaking in the scriptures. One power was pulling you one way, and another power was pulling you the other way. But only the Most High God can let you see this, family. There's nothing that I can say. There's nothing that any other Hebrew Israelite can say, because this is what you find amongst the Hebrew Israelites all over. A Hebrew will bring out scriptures stating one point of view, but then another Hebrew will bring out scriptures stating a polar opposite point of view. And they're both pulling from the scriptures. So how is that? That's because the scripture is not all saying the same thing. The only reason why you think it is because the people who've had you in captivity have pushed their thoughts and their narratives on you, and you didn't have the wherewithal, the intelligence, or the testicular fortitude to question anything. Family, I'm telling anybody out there, if you haven't seen the book of Eli, if you haven't seen that movie, family, I highly advise you to go watch that movie as soon as you can. It's a great movie. And it also shows you how the scriptures in the hands of the Gentiles, it is a vicious weapon. But because you don't realize that, you just don't realize it, you can't see it. So that's why your sheep led to the slaughter. Because you refuse to acknowledge and accept the fact and the truth that the Gentiles had full possession and full access to your scriptures. They still do right now. Negro, you don't control jack out there when it comes to the scriptures. You don't have printing presses. You don't get to decide what the scriptures mean. Your oppressor gets to decide what the scriptures mean, period. I'm not even going to waste my time trying to debate a Negro out there who actually thinks that he has any power over the scriptures. You don't control the printing presses, and you do not control the meaning of the scriptures. The Roman Catholics do. The last time I checked, whatever they say the scriptures means, that's what people believe, period. There's no way around that. You got to stop tap dancing and buck dancing and pretending like you're not in the position that you are, Hebrew. Right now, as up to now, you've been on the losing end. And that's why the Gentiles have full access to you, to your body physically. That's why they made many people, whether they tricked you or outright forced you to take the medical decision, also known as the cheeseburger around here, because we're not allowed to use certain words. Why? Why are we not allowed to use certain words? Because your oppressor, the same people who you claim you free from, they have it set up. They own all these platforms. If I use certain words, they will delete this video and they will delete this channel. They already let me know that. And they've proven that by things they've done on this channel before. I don't live in La La Land. I don't live in Shangri-La. I don't pretend that I'm free. I know exactly what's going on out here. And I'm not going to pretend like I don't see this. Whatever the Roman Catholic Church says the Bible means, that's what it means. The Hebrew Israelites up to right now, we've just been peons. Everything that we say, everybody say we lying. Everything that we say, everybody says we're making it up. Why? Because we're not the Roman Catholics. We're not the pillagers and the plunderers of humanity. That's not us. And they use the Bible as a weapon. Just like the movie, The Book of Eli told us. You guys, if you haven't seen that movie, you got to go see that movie, Hebrew. Please. It shows you what it's about. The Gentiles need to get their hands on the Bible so that they can control planet Earth. And that's exactly what they did. They wasn't playing around. They were serious with this. And they still are serious with this. They're not playing. But enough of me running my big black mouth. The book of Jubilees, it has 35 verses in it, okay? Now I'm going to read this straight through, right? I'm going to read it straight through. Why? So that we can get through it. Because I've never read this before. I'm reading this with you guys. And bear with me as I read this, right? Look, apparently the book of Jubilees has 50 chapters. 50 chapters of the book of Jubilees. Look, I don't know. I'll leave that up to you guys. Maybe at some point we'll just work our way through the entire book of Jubilees, chapter by chapter. And we'll do it right here on the live if you guys want. And for the people who can't make the live reading, they'll be able to come back and listen then. This will stay up. This has been hidden from so many people, from me, from many of you. And now it's high time that it comes out. And it's going to come out no matter who likes it. You can try to stand in the way of the truth if you want. I don't care who you think you are. You're going to get steamrolled. Not by me. You're going to get steamrolled by the words of the Most High, whether you agree with it or not. Whether you come on here and talk crazy or not, and say crazy stuff like, hey, the book of Jubilees is not canonized. Canonized by who? Who are you expecting to canonize anything? Canonize basically giving you the green light to read it. Who the hell are you waiting on, Hebrew, to give you a damn green light to read something? I want to know. For anybody out there telling me that the book of Jubilees is not canonized, because I can already hear you know it all Hebrews out there now. He's leading people astray. He's reading other books. This is wicked. Who told you that you needed a book to be canonized by a damn Roman Catholic Church or the Council of Nicaea or whoever you Hebrews are waiting on to give you the green light to search for God yourself? Who told you that? And where they at? And guess what? Secretly on the low, the same Negroes who are going to tell you not to read those books, they're going to come over here and listen to this live stream. Did you know that? Did you know that? They're not going to comment or nothing because they don't want to comment that would draw attention to them and we would see that they're listening. The goal is for many people to be spy ninjas, okay? Or spy niggas, okay? They're not going to comment on the live stream. They're not going to comment on the upload. And no, they do not agree with this, allegedly. So why are they over here listening? Because they know that it's something to this. Something deep in their spirit, they know that it's truth in these books, just like they know it's truth in the Bible. And when you find lies in the Bible, like we did with the New Testament, we toss stuff out. When we find it to be lies, we toss out the lies and we keep the truth. Same thing when reading these other books. But some kind of way, Negroes get brain fog when they read other books. You're not smart enough some kind of way when it comes to other books to do the same thing that you did with the Bible. When you see lies, you leave the lies right there. Chew the meat, spit out the bones, Hebrew. It's literally the same thing you did with the Bible. But now all of a sudden, when it comes to reading other books, now you don't know how to do it because you're afraid and you following your daddy, the Pope. Because the Pope is your daddy. Anybody out there who believes in, hey, don't read these other books, you get that stuff from the Pope. The Pope is the one who gets to decide what books are canonized. The Pope is the one who gets to decide what books are inspired by God and what books are not. You couldn't possibly have the ability to think for your own. You need somebody to give you the green light. You need another man or a woman to tell you it's okay to read on your own. Hebrew, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. I ought to be ashamed of myself all the years I let men and women tell me I can't read this, I can't read that. God's going to get you for reading this. Gotta be kidding me. These are the same people who won't even admit that the Torah has been viciously edited. But they're going to tell me God is going to get me for reading. That's those slave tactics, y'all. And you're going to find that the majority of Hebrew Israelites, you Negroes, are still slaves. And you the worst kind of slave now. You a mental slave. It's sad. I ain't letting nobody tell me what I can read. If the Most High says I can't read it, then I won't. But guess what? There is no commandment. Thou shalt not read the book of Jubilees. So stop lying out there. All of you people in Israel telling people, don't read this, don't read that. You are lying. I don't care who you are, where you are, what you into. I don't care. A lie is a lie, and the truth is the truth. And you are all being proven liars. That's why hardly anybody durst come over here talking dumb and stupid right now. You think Negroes don't know what we doing right now? You think Negroes don't see these things when they play up on the playback? You can't stop the truth. You can frown your face up and say this is wicked all you want. And now let's do the actual reading, shall we, Hebrew? The book of Jubilees, chapter 3. Now, right over top of this, it says, Adam names all creatures, 1 through 3. Creation of Eve and enactment of Levitical laws of purification. Adam and Eve in paradise, their sin and expulsion. Law of covering one's shame enacted. Adam and Eve live in elder. Okay? Now, let's read, shall we, Hebrew? Hebrew, hit the like button on your way in the door. Subscribe to this channel if you're not subscribed already, Hebrew. Here we go. The book of Jubilees, chapter 3, verse 1. And on the 6 days of the second week, we brought, according to the word of God, unto Adam all the beasts and all the cattle. Hold up, y'all. I know I said I was going to read it straight through, but once again, right off the bat, what I noticed, did y'all see that? It says, and on the 6 days of the second week, it says, we brought, according to the word of God, unto Adam all the beasts. Who in the world is this we? You see that, family? This is not in the King James Bible. This right here appears as if a literal angel is writing this. Maybe you guys see something else, and that's cool. But what I'm reading, this is what I see, family. Somebody let me know, am I tripping or do you guys see it too? Okay? And I'm getting ready to start over. This time, I'm just going to read it all the way through. I'm not going to stop. Here we go. And on the 6 days of the second week, we brought, according to the word of God, unto Adam all the beasts, and all the cattle, and all the birds, and everything that moves on the earth, and everything that moves in the water, according to their kinds, and according to their types. The beast on the first day, the cattle on the second day. So hold up. A cattle is not a beast. A cattle, according to this, a cattle is not a beast. According to their kinds and according to their types, the beast on the first day, the cattle on the second day, the birds on the third day, and all that which moves on the earth on the fourth day, and that which moves in the water on the fifth day. Verse 2, and Adam named them all by their respective names, and as he called them, so was their name. Verse 3, and on these 5 days, Adam saw all these, male and female, according to every kind that was on the earth. But he was alone and found no helpmeet for him. And the Lord, verse 4, and the Lord said unto us, it is not good that the man should be alone. Let us make a helpmeet for him. Once again, y'all, this sounds like the angel saying this and writing this. Verse 4, I'm going to read it again. And the Lord said unto us, it is not good that the man should be alone. Let us make a helpmeet for him. Verse 5, And the Lord our God caused a deep sleep to fall upon him, and he slept. And he took for the woman one rib from amongst his ribs, and this rib was the origin of the woman from amongst his ribs. And he built up the flesh in its stead, and built the woman. Verse 6. And he awaked Adam out of his sleep, and on awaking, he rose on the sixth day, and he brought her to him, and he knew her, and said unto her, This is now bone of my bone and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called my wife, because she was taken from my husband. And we know when it says, and he knew her, we know that means he had sex with her. Verse 7. Therefore shall man and his wife be one, and therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother, and shall cleave unto his wife, and they shall be one flesh. Verse 8. In the first week was Adam created, and the rib his wife. In the second week he showed her unto him, and for this reason, the commandment was given to keep in their defilement for a male 7 days, and for a female twice 7 days. Verse 9. And after Adam had completed 40 days in the land where he had been created, we brought him into the Garden of Eden to till and keep it. But his wife, they brought it on the 80th day. And after this, she entered into the Garden of Eden. Whoa, family. Hey, family. Did you guys see that, family? Adam and Eve were created in different places. And after that, then it says we. And we know, I'm sure that's the angels. The angels brought Adam to the Garden of Eden after they created him somewhere else. The same thing with Eve. Hebrews, do y'all see that? This is why they don't want us reading other books, y'all. What have you seen this wicked or sorcery or witchcraft so far? You haven't seen any of that stuff that you told you that this book was about. But you are learning stuff that you didn't know before. I know I am. I haven't read this stuff before. I'm reading this along with you guys. Family, this is beautiful. This is beautiful, family. This is beautiful. Family, I'm going to read that verse again. Verse 9. Listen good, Hebrews. Open your ears, Hebrews. Listen good. And after Adam had completed 40 days in the land where he had been created. Now, which land was that? We don't know, but we know that there was other places on the earth, right? Just in case anybody want to get crazy, because Christianity will make you get crazy. People who say only read this and that will make you crazy, because you know that there's parts missing out. You can tell when you read it if you got good comprehension. But people will make you think that you're wicked because you want more. You want the truth, or at least as close as you can get to the truth. You want it, and people don't want you to have that. Hebrew. Verse 9 again. And after Adam had completed 40 days in the land where he had been created, we brought him into the Garden of Eden to till it and keep it. But his wife they brought in on the 80th day. And after this, she entered into the Garden of Eden. Do you see that? The Most High has his own time, family, not our timing. The Most High does what he wants, when he wants. And he reveals what he wants, when he wants, to who he wants. Verse 10. And for this reason, the commandment is written on the heavenly tablets in regard to her that gives birth. If she bears a male, she shall remain in her uncleanness 7 days, according to the first week of days. And 30 and 3 days shall she remain in the blood of her purifying. And she shall not touch any hollow thing, nor enter into the sanctuary, until she accomplishes these days which are enjoined in the case of a male child. Hit the like button, Hebrew. Verse 11. But in the case of a female child, she shall remain in her uncleanness 2 weeks of days, according to the first 2 weeks, and 66 days in the blood of her purification. And they will be in all 8 days. 80 days. And when, verse 12, and when she had completed those 80 days, we brought her out into the Garden of Eden. Once again, that's those angels, y'all. Do y'all see that? For it is holier than all the earth besides, and every tree that is planted in it is holy. Do y'all see that, family? Family, do y'all see that? Hold up, family. I see something else too. Did y'all hear this? Verse 12. And when she had completed these 80 days, we brought her into the Garden of Eden. For it is holier than all the earth. And besides, and every tree that is planted in it is holy. Do y'all hear that, family? Verse 13. Therefore, there was ordained regarding her who bears a male or female child the statute of those days, that she should touch no hollow thing, nor enter into the sanctuary until these days for the male or female child are accomplished. Verse 14. This is the law and testimony which was written down for Israel, in order that they should observe it all the days. Verse 15. And in the first week of the first Jubilee, it says 1 through 7 a.m., Adam and Eve were in the Garden of Eden for 7 years, tilling and keeping it, and we gave him work, and we instructed him to do everything that is suitable for tillage. Family, do y'all see this? Family, I'm learning so much, family. Once again, I see why the Roman Catholic Church did not want us reading other books. And they passed that thinking down to the Christians, down to the Messianics, down to the Old Testament only Hebrews as well. People do not want us to know this, family. I gotta read this verse again, y'all. Verse 15. In case you just coming in, you haven't hit the like button yet, hit the like button. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. We in the book of Jubilees, chapter 3 right now, and we are in verse 15. Listen to this, Hebrews. Listen to this, verse 15. And in the first week of the first Jubilee, we talking the first Jubilee. And then in quotations it says 1 through 7 a.m. Like a.m. in the morning, 1 in the morning to 7 in the morning. Adam and his wife were in the Garden of Eden for 7 years, tilling and keeping it, and we gave him work, and we instructed him to do everything that is suitable for tillage. Verse 16. And he tilled the garden, and was naked and knew it not, and was not ashamed. And he protected the garden from the birds and beasts and cattle, and gathered its fruit and eat, and put aside the residue for himself and for his wife, and put aside that which was being kept. Verse 17. And after the completion of the 7 years, which he had completed there 7 years. And it says exactly 8 a.m. And in the second month, on the 17th day of the month, the serpent came. Y'all see this? Do you guys see how detailed this is, y'all? Family, I see somebody made a comment. I don't see who and what they said, but I'm going to go back and read every single comment you guys make. So any comments you got, statements you got, questions you got, whatever, family, leave it in the live chat, and I am going to go back and read those comments, family. Family, I don't know about y'all, but I'm literally being blown away and amazed at what I'm reading right now, y'all. I don't know about y'all. I'm completely blown away by what I'm reading, family. And go out there, you guys, make all the comments that you want. I'm going to go and read all those comments as soon as we get finished reading the scriptures. Family, I don't know about you guys. Family, I'm completely blown away by what I'm reading right now. I've never read this before, you guys. This is what they're trying to hold us back from. Do you see, Hebrews? This thing is going into explicit details, y'all. But your pastor, your teacher, your moray, your elders going to tell you, don't read this, don't read that. These books are wicked, huh? I haven't seen nothing wicked yet. Family, I'm amazed at what I'm reading. Let me read this again. Verse 17. And after the completion of 7 years, which he had completed there, 7 years, exactly 8 a.m. And in the second month, on the 17th day of the month, the serpent came and approached the woman. You see how detailed this is? I can't stop talking about this. This thing tells you at 8 o'clock in the morning. And in the second month, on the 17th day of the month, the serpent came and approached the woman, and the serpent said to the woman, have God commanded you, saying, you shall not eat of every tree of the garden? Verse 18, and she said to it, verse 18, and she said to it, of all the fruit of the trees of the garden, God hath said unto us, eat, but of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, God hath said unto us, ye shall not eat thereof, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die. Verse 19, and the serpent said unto the woman, ye shall not surely die. God doth know that on the day ye shall eat thereof, your eyes will be opened, and ye will be as gods, and ye will know good and evil. Verse 20, and the woman saw the tree, that it was agreeable and pleasant to the eye, and that its fruit was good for food, and she took thereof and eat. Verse 21, and when she had first covered her shame with fig leaves, she gave thereof to Adam. Ah, y'all see this? In the King James Bible, it doesn't say she covered herself with fig leaves before she gave the fruit to Adam. Do y'all see this, Hebrew? I don't know if you see this. I see it. So I'm showing it to you guys. I'm going to read it again. Verse 21. And when she had first covered her shame with fig leaves, she gave thereof to Adam to eat, and his eyes was open, and he saw that he was naked. Verse 22, and he took fig leaves and sewed them together, and made an apron for himself, and covered his shame. Verse 23, and God cursed the serpent, and was wroth with it forever. Verse 24, and he was wroth with the woman, because she hearkened to the voice of the serpent, and did eat. And he said unto her, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy pains. In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children, and thy return shall be unto thy husband, and he will rule over thee. Verse 25. And to Adam also he said, because thou hast hearkened unto the voice of thy wife, and hast eaten of the tree of which I commanded thee that thou shouldest not eat thereof. Cursed be the ground for thy sake. Thorns and thistles shall it bring forth to thee, and thou shalt eat thy bread in the sweat of thy face, till thou returnest to the earth from whence thou wast taken. For earth thou art, and unto earth shalt thou return. Verse 26. And he made for them coats of skin, and clothed them, and sent them forth from the Garden of Eden. Verse 27. And on that day on which Adam went forth from the garden, he offered as a sweet savor an offering, frankincense, gall, hanam, and stacked, and spices in the morning, with the first rising of the sun, from the day when he covered his shame. Verse 28. And on that day was closed the mouth of all beasts. Do you hear this, Hebrew? I'm going to start this off again. Verse 28. I know somebody sees this. And on that day was closed the mouth of all beasts, and all cattle, and of birds, and of whatever walks, and of whatever moves, so that they could no longer speak. For they had all spoken one with another, with one lip, and with one tongue. Hebrews, do you guys see that? That is amazing. Something else they don't want us to know. Verse 29, Hebrew. And he sent out of the Garden of Eden all flesh that was in the Garden of Eden, and all flesh was scattered into its kinds, and according to its types, unto the places which had been created for them. Do y'all see this, family? Even the animals got kicked out of the garden, and they were no longer able to communicate with each other with one lip. Y'all see this? Verse 30. And to Adam alone did he give the wherewithal to cover his shame of all the beasts and cattle. I'm going to read that again. Verse 30. And to Adam alone did he give the wherewithal to cover his shame of all the beasts and cattle. Verse 31. On this account it is prescribed on the heavenly tablets, as touching all those who know the judgment of the law, that they should cover their shame, and should not uncover themselves as the Gentile uncover themselves. Y'all see that? The Gentiles always wanting to be butt naked, always showing as much flesh as humanly possible. You're not supposed to be doing that. Verse 32. And on the new moon of the 4th month, Adam and his wife went forth from the Garden of Eden, and they dwelt in the land of Eldah, in the land of their creation. Hey, y'all, do y'all hear this? Do y'all hear this? This is not in the King James Bible. I don't know how many other ancient texts and writings this is in, but this actually tells you where Adam and Eve went when they left the Garden of Eden. I'm going to read that again, Hebrew. Verse 32. And on the new moon of the 4th month, Adam and his wife went forth from the Garden of Eden, and they dwelt in the land of Elder, in the land of their creation. So you know what that's telling us? Because it told you at the beginning of this that they created Adam and Eve in another land before they brought them to the Garden of Eden. And right here it tells you that that land is the land of Elder, in the land of their creation. Verse 32. And Adam called the name of his wife Eve. Verse 34. And they had no son till the first Jubilee, 8 a.m. in the morning. And after this, he knew her. Verse 35. Now he tilled the land as he had been instructed in the Garden of Eden. Hebrew, that is the end of the book of Jubilees, chapter 3. Family, yes, at some point we're going to come back and we're going to read more chapters. You know what? We're just going to keep it in chronological order since that's what we've been doing. The next time we come back, we're going to read Jubilees Live, chapter 4. Hebrews, I'm hoping you guys got something good out of this. I'm hoping you guys have gotten something good out of this live reading, Hebrews. This is amazing. I have learned so much today, just as yesterday. This is why they don't want you reading these books, family. This is why they don't want you reading these books. Hit the like button, share this video, subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already, Hebrew. I'm going to read some of these comments and then I'm going to be out. Melissa Israel says, the serpent, like JC, come into the temple of Yah. See the similarities, right? Melissa Israel says, and the serpent said to Eve, you don't have to follow Yah's commandments. Exactly. Just like JC says. You see the resemblance, family? Melissa Israel says, and JC tells us we can eat his flesh and blood, and we won't die. But Yah says, do not eat flesh with blood. Family, by now you should see constant similarities between JC and the serpent. If you can't see it, you're blind right now, family. Melissa Israel says the meaning of elder in Hebrew means God has known. Do y'all see this, family? Do y'all see why they don't want us reading these books? I see why. I see why, family. Family, if you haven't hit the like button already, smash that like button, Hebrew, because that's how YouTube is going to show this video. I don't know about you, Hebrews. I've learned a lot today. And thank the Most High God that we are not afraid to search for the Most High on our own. Thank the Most High that he's given us the courage. And just like he gave Adam, he's given us the wherewithal to know that we need to question everything. And we need to search long and hard. And we need to disregard the teachings of the Roman Catholic Church. And one of their teachings is, don't read this, don't read that. Also known as white supremacy. We're not running from that over here. We're not ducking that. We're not dodging that. We're not running from nothing. We're not ducking nothing. We're not dodging nothing. We sick of the lies. And I challenge anybody out there on the live or the playback, because you know you're going to get blowback for reading books like this, right? Anybody on here on this live or on the playback who says this is wicked, I want you to quote the part that was wicked. Leave it in the live chat, or if you dare, leave it when the video uploads so that it will stay up there, so that we all can have a chance to see what you said, and that we all can have a chance to critique and pick apart what you said. Because you're going to come to the live or the playback and leave a comment and let us know which part of the scripture that we read today Let us know which part was sorcery. Let us know which part was witchcraft. Let us know which part was evil. Please. Or are you just going to sit back and be quiet like you know you should because you don't have a leg to stand on? And stop being afraid of knowledge coming out. This is the last days, you know. Knowledge has to come out, Hebrews, whether you like it or not. Like it or not, Hebrew, this knowledge is coming out with or without your approval. I hope everybody's out there having a good day. Hope you will continue to have a good day. Now I'm going to let you Hebrews go. Hebrews, stay strong out there, Hebrews. It takes thick skin to be a Hebrew Israelite, y'all. It takes very thick skin to be a Hebrew Israelite. You got the whole entire world that's going to come against you. And I mean the whole entire world. They're going to come against you because nobody wants to listen to the Israelites. Remember, you're just a slave. Why on earth should anybody listen to you? You are just a slave. You're nothing. You don't know anything except for what your daddy taught you. And your daddy taught you who is the Pope. Your daddy told you, hey boy, hey girl, don't read this, don't read that. And see, now you got people just telling you that. Back in the day, they wasn't just going to tell you, they was going to kill your ass. They caught you reading other books, they put your ass to death. Tortured many of your forefathers for reading other books. I can only imagine what would happen to a Hebrew Israelite who got caught reading the book of Jubilees back in the day. Boy, probably tie your ass to two horses and rip you to smithereens. Or maybe cut off your penis, cut off your vagina, cut your belly wide open and play soccer with your unborn fetus. Sometimes they would take the unborn fetus, throw it up in the air, and see if they could slice that baby in half before it hit the ground. You didn't think we knew about that, huh? Yeah, we know about that shit. You're gonna pay for with your life for doing that shit. Thought we didn't know? Oh, we know. We know. You didn't want us to learn how to read. Guess what? We know how to read now. And you are getting ready to feel the pain coming from what you doled out. Obadiah 1:15. As you have done, so shall it be done. You got a day coming, you filthy, stinking scoundrel. Bunch of demons. Diana Williams says, I have no like button available. It is all ads for other videos. I finally found the chat. High and Jubilees is an important book, as are others. Hallelujah. You are absolutely right, Diana Williams. And I see you have found your way into the live Chizat. Good to see you in here, Diana Williams. Hope all is well. Hope you're having a marvelous day. Good to see you found your way how to get in the Chizat. All praises to the mighty one of Jacob. And none of you out there, nobody out there is going to stop this knowledge from coming out, whether we decide to read from the book of Jubilees, the book of Jasher, the book of Maccabees, the book of Baruch. You don't like it? Tough. You cannot stop the truth. You can only help the truth. You can only help the truth. But you will get steamrolled. You will be steamrolled trying to stand in front of the truth. It's like standing in front of an 18-wheeler freight train going downhill with no brakes. You're going to get steamrolled. And you know what I would say is going to happen to you? But I don't want that to happen to you because you Hebrews out here. I don't want you Hebrews to get BK'd. Okay? And you guys know what BK'd means. Rhymes with mutually. It's brutally. I don't want you to get brutally killed. And I'm not going to yell that, scream that to the top of my lungs right now because that's not what I want. I don't want you to get BK'd out here. But you're going to get BK'd out here if you don't tighten up. And coming down the pike soon, I got a live stream coming, y'all, called Brutally Killed. And I'm going to let you know, just in case you don't know, in case you think I'm going too far, I'm going to show you why I constantly let you know how viciously, brutally, and savagely that you're going to be BK'd. But that's for another day. Right now, I'm just going to say BK'd because I don't want any of you guys to get BK'd out there. That's why we got to turn back to the Most High and Him only. No sidekicks, no Batman and Robin, no help, no superhero helper. None of that garbage. You're going to worship the Most High and Him only, or you're going to get BK'd. Period. And I'm only saying BK today. I don't know what's come over me, Hebrews. I suddenly feel the urge just to be extra nice to you guys today. Don't ask me why, because normally I would shout it from the top of my lungs and let you know you're going to be viciously, brutally maimed and killed. But not today. Today, you're going to get BK'd, Hebrew. But I'm trying to stop this. I'm trying to prevent this. I don't want this. So you have to turn back to the Most High, Him only. No Batman and Robin, no JC, no sidekick, no superhero helper. None of that garbage. And do your best to keep the commandments and you will be all right. Just keep swinging, Hebrew. That's how you keep swinging. It's not about the size of the fight in the dog. It's the size of the it's not about the size of the dog in the fight. It's the size of the fight in the dog. If you're going to fight, that means you keep swinging. You got to keep getting up. No matter how hard you get hit, no matter how many times you get knocked down, just keep getting up and keep swinging. How do you keep swinging? Keep the commandments to the best of your abilities. And yeah, sometimes you're going to screw up. Guess what? When you screw up and you don't keep the commandments, maybe you might commit a sin. Hebrew, only you know what your sin is. Maybe you stole. Maybe you told a lie. Maybe you went out and you ate all kinds of meat. Maybe you went out and you ate shrimp, crab, pork, and lobster. I don't know. Maybe you went out and did adultery. I don't know. Whatever your sin is, ask the Most High to forgive you and stop. And if and when you do those sins, that's a slip, that's a fall. When in the fight, that will be called a fall. When you sin, you slip, you fall. You got hit, you fell down. How? Because you engaged in a sinful act. So how do you get back up and keep swinging? You don't say, hey, I committed this sin, so I'm just going to keep on doing this sin. No, you say, hey, I made a sin, I did a sin. You acknowledge that. Don't run from it. You did that. I did that. Acknowledge the sin. Get back up and start swinging. Start keeping the commandments again until you fall again. And if you don't fall again, that's great. But if you do, you just acknowledge it and you get back up and you keep swinging. That's how you keep swinging. You do that until you drop dead, Hebrew. Literally. Life is a fight. For the kingdom is a fight until you die. You just keep swinging until you die. And you're going to wind yourself up right in the kingdom, Hebrew. That's what you're going to do. Keep swinging till you die. And you're going to wind yourself right up in the kingdom. Completely Key says, bring it out, bro. Good to see you, Completely Key. Hope all is well with you, Hebrews, out there. And Hebrews, that's the biggest thing that I can push to you guys and gals right now. This whole spiritual journey until we leave up out of these bodies, look at it like a fight, because it is a fight. It's a physical fight and a spiritual fight. And when and if you commit a sin, Look at it like somebody hit you in your jaw. You got hit in your jaw by sin and it dropped you. You fell down. You slipped and fall from a left hook by committing a sin. You don't just lay on the floor because you're a fighter. When fighters get knocked down by a left hook, they don't just lay there and say, hey, he hit me with a left hook. That hurt so much, I don't want to fight no more. No, you acknowledge that he hit you with a hard blow. Now you get back up. Now you start boxing. You start fighting. You start wrecking. You start swinging as hard as you can. And guess what? If that nigga knock you down again, guess what? It's part of a fight, Hebrew. Remember, this is a dog fight. If he knock you down again, so what? Get back up and start swinging for the fences like you're trying to knock somebody's head off. And you do that by doing your best to keep the commandments. And just keep wash and rinse, repeat. Wash, rinse, repeat. Just keep doing that literally until you die. I'm going to do that until I die. You do that until you die. Hebrews, we're going to wind up swinging our way right into the kingdom, Hebrews. The Most High sees who's fighting. The Most High knows who's fighting. And that's what it's all about, Hebrews. Worship the Most High in Him only. No sidekick, no Batman and Robin, no superhero helpers at all. No superhero butlers. None of that garbage. The Most High is the only deity who deserves praise. Period. Take your energy back from the other deities. Period. I don't care what deity it is. Do your best to keep the commandments, Hebrews, and you're going to wind your way up in the kingdom. Hebrews, I love all of y'all. Thank you guys for hanging out with me while I run my big black mouth. Thank you guys for hitting the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're not. Hebrews, going out there. Enjoy the rest of your day. Be safe. And we will convene for another live reading at some point. Until then, Hebrews. Until then, Tav X, purity and becoming one. Shalom, shalom, peace, blessings, love, and safety to the 12 tribes of Israel who are scattered into all nations. I'm out, Hebrews. Peace.